Hi, my name is Rosenhead. I'm a psychotherapist living in Jerusalem, and I'm very excited to start this video as a platform to discuss the interplay between Torah and psychology and what we can learn out from them. So this is a topic that I'm very passionate about, and I hope you enjoyed the ideas. I hope Ezrat Hashem to be sharing a post, to be sharing a video every week, so look out and enjoy. So let's begin. In this week's parasha, the main story that we read about, the main event, is the rebellion of Korach against Moshe and Aaron. So Korach saw Moshe, and he saw that he was leader of Bnei Yisrael, and he saw Aaron, who was the Kohen Gadol of Bnei Yisrael, and Korach felt aggrieved. He felt that he was also entitled to a position of leadership. He felt that he could be the Kohen Gadol. Now it's interesting, the Torah goes into the detail of Korach's lineage. And we learned that he was from the tribe of Levi. And the tribe of Levi, they had a privileged position in Bnei Yisrael. Therefore Korach already had an important role to play. But that wasn't good enough for him. He wanted more. He wasn't satisfied with what he had. So in psychological terms, this would be defined as relative deprivation. Now what is relative deprivation? It's the feeling of deprivation when you compare yourself to other people or to the society to which you belong. And it can be a number of different things. For example, it could be a financial position. You could look at somebody else and you could see they've reached a certain level of wealth that you feel that you're entitled to. Or it could be a colleague that gets a job promotion. It could be that David or Sarah in work that gets promoted and you think, I should be promoted, not them. Now, how do we avoid falling into the traps of relative deprivation? I want to give a few recommendations. Recommendation number 1 is to do an exercise of counting your blessings. To count your blessings is to focus deliberately, to spend time looking at what you have in your life, acknowledging what you have, and appreciating it to the point that you actually become happy with that and satisfied with what you have. Number 2 is to use relative deprivation as a motivational tool. That means to turn it around into something positive. Relative deprivation is an external perspective when you're looking at the situation from the outside. So let's turn it in on yourself. Let's look at it and internalize it. And to ask yourself, if I want to achieve a certain goal, what do I have to do to obtain it? Now, number 3 is to be objective. Relative deprivation is an issue in subjectivity. It's the subjectivity that makes us feel deprived, that there's a feeling of deprivation. So, how can we be objective? For example, as an exercise, you could imagine what your life would look like if you really did achieve that goal, if you did obtain it, and what would let that scene play out in your mind. And see what it looks like, and ask yourself in an objective way, would my life, or does my life, really look that much better? Is it significantly improved compared to my present situation? And it's difficult to be objective. So I would suggest talking this out, discussing it with someone, to let them be objective for you. And number 4 is when you get to, after going through this process of analysis and trying to be objective, perhaps you'll come to the realization, the hard realization, that the goal is simply unattainable. You can't. It's not realistic. And what do you do with that? So it's difficult, and it takes an honest perspective, that you accept that it's not attainable, that it's not realistic, and that you can find peace with that. You can accept it. It's reaching a level of acceptance. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this video, which has discussed relative deprivation, as learnt out from the parasha, with the story of Korach. So I wish you a great Shabbos, and keep well.